Everyone. So I am Dr. Erin Myers, and I am a former professor who actually turned entrepreneur somewhat accidentally. And that all ties into my ULA story. So thank you, James and Angel, for kind of presenting this and segueing right into this. So in at the beginning of the pandemic, so we'll just start with March 2020. I was 6 weeks postpartum, going back to work as a professor at the University of Louisville, and with 6 weeks postpartum with my third child. I guess I should start with, how many children do I have, and and what is my story personally? So, at the time in March 2020, I had a 3-year old, an 18-month old, and then a 6-week old. So my life was a little crazy, a little insane, and I was going back to work right at 6 weeks postpartum. So I put all the kids in daycare. Everything was great. This COVID thing was kind of like this little blip on the radar. It's happening over there. I'm keeping track of it a little bit, but not really personally affected by it. And then all of a sudden, it starts to really explode back in the US, and I get sent home to work from home. So I went back to the office for 5 days at the university before I got sent back home. And then we started having all these COVID regulations that started coming into play. And so all of a sudden, my student load increased by 66%. I got a promotion, which was wonderful. But at the same time that that was happening, my cargo pilot, UPS airplane flying husband was having to ship personal protective equipment all over the world, and daycares shut down. And so suddenly I'm trying to work 50 hours a week as the program director for a program that had 500 plus students, plus 50 faculty members, adjunct and full time, and 3 young kids in my lap, 18 months and 7 weeks old. And I just ended up mentally breaking. I couldn't handle it all. I was taking the laptop to bed with me at night, and then waking up 30 minutes after falling asleep because the baby needed to be fed. So I ended up having panic attacks and getting diagnosed with severe postpartum anxiety and moderate postpartum depression with all of this happening. And so I was kind of searching for something, anything that could, kind of help me in this journey. And so I got some medical help, but I also ended up finding ULA. And so in July 2020, I finally discovered ULA and started really getting engrossed in it and the 7Fs, and realizing that I was just massively out of balance. And no wonder I was breaking. It was because my wheel was so totally out of balance that trying to move forward on it meant that I was cracking in every step of the way. And so I cried, I laughed, I finally felt like I found my sense of purpose again when I was going through the ULA program. And I knew that I absolutely had to share this with the world. And so I became a certified ULA life coach. And I was kind of an unofficial coach anyway. And so I started incorporating it into a bunch of different practices, ended up leaving my job as a professor at the university and started my own coaching and consulting business, utilizing the ULA framework incorporated into a lot of what I was doing. And so that is kind of how I learned about ULA, how I stumbled across it, and what it has done for me on a personal level. And that really is just helping me find balance again and feeling like I have a purpose. So not only was I able to work on my mental health, but I was also able to work on all these 6 other areas of life, as well as the other components of fitness, because mental health is part of that fitness. And I just feel like I am properly balanced. I am able to be the best mother. I'm able to be the best wife. I'm able to be the best coach, consultant, even now adjunct faculty again, so that I really feel like my life is fulfilled, but in a way where I can excel in all of those different areas. And so it's really helped me find that path. And why am I excited about this 1B7 opportunity is because as a certified ULA life coach, it's wonderful to share this concept, but you're limited. You're limited to one-on-one coaching, you're limited to group coaching, which some people really need. They need to dig deep with a live coach. but I only have a certain amount of hours in my life, and only a certain amount of hours that I want to spend on my business, since now I have the opportunity to kind of shape that a little bit more than being owned by someone else. Um, and so 1B7 allows me to share that impact on a global scale in a way that I never thought was possible. And so we're taking these beautiful concepts and theories that I have seen change and shape lives, not only my own, but others. And we're able to put it in this platform that can make such a massive difference. And so I'm so super excited about that.